Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Balvenie 21-year-old single barrel. Dustin, I've been eyeballing this whiskey for quite a while, the last couple of months as I heard it come out. We were a big fan of the 15 single barrel and the 25. We both were recently able to purchase these this past week. Yours arrived a little bit quicker than mine.
Yeah, we've been looking to actually find this for sale. I mean, honestly, that's been the biggest struggle. Is it seems this release is somewhat limited.
Yeah, you know,
or it's just a slow rollout. I'm not sure if it's going to be a hard one to get long term or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all the Balvenie 15-year-old single barrels, that was a readily available whiskey, and they did away with it for a while. And they came out with the 25. They didn't sell well, I think, because of price point. But Balvenie's at it again with a 21-year-old version of the single barrel, which again, this is a ex-traditional or refill bourbon cask. This particular one is cask number 3828 and bottle number 131. If any of you have the same cask at home, put into the cask the 24th of February, 1999, and was bottled on the 8th of June, 2021, which makes it a 22-and-a-half-year-old whiskey, Dustin.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of, it was their thing back in the, with the bourbon casks. Yeah. The 25s are usually a couple years over 25.
Well, yeah, at first, the first couple 25-year-old single barrels I saw were around 25 years, but as you know, the ones I had were just like a week shy of 29 years old. And that was the same kind of thing with the 15s. Every once in a while, you'd see ones that were 18, 19, 20-year-old actual whiskey in the bottle.
Yeah, so I think the majority of the ones we've seen or have are 16-ish.
16-ish, yeah. It says 15. So it's always nice to get a little bit older whiskey. I'm a huge fan of Balvenie. It's one of my favorite top 10 distilleries for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Very special place for me in my whiskey journey. Always love the 15-year-old single barrel.
And you know, we don't jump into this normally, Mike, but let's get to the price on this one because Balvenie is known for being expensive. They just put out a new 25-year-old, the Marriage, which is going for mid-600s everywhere I've seen it.
Yeah, which was just same thing with the single barrel 25-year-old. I mean, they were about 600. But yeah, we were surprised to only have to pay $250 US for these 31 or 21.
I think it was $280 to my door, basically, which is a great price for 22-year-old 47.8.
Yeah, 47.8, like all the single barrels are.
So good proof point, good price point, good age statement. I mean, what's not to like?
Well, as long as it's good whiskey.
Yeah, and that's...
So what we're going to get to. So again, Balvenie, 21-year-old single barrel, barreled this year in 2021, just a couple of months back. We already have it here in our hands. Dustin, let's get to the nose. Don't know if it's colored or not. I believe they're not colored when they get up to these, but I could be wrong because I know Balvenie does color some of their whiskey.
Yeah, and they make a point to tell us that it's non-chill filtered. They don't make any point to tell us it's uncolored, so at least that I can find.
Yeah, you're right. So as I always say, if they don't say it, it probably means it's colored. All right, Dustin, to the whiskey.
This is, Mike, I told you when I first got this bottle, and I tell you right now, this is one of the best smelling whiskeys I've ever had.
Candied honey and vanilla.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of toasted. There's it's kind of like gives me like the reminder of like those honeycomb cereal. It's got a little bit of that cereal grain in there.
Sure, malty.
Very malty, and then it's got a little bit of oak at the end.
It reminds me, as far as I know, very much like the 25-year-old single barrel. You know, it's further away from the 15. It's closer to the 25 than the 15 at least.
Yeah, and then I think the 15's a little more like dark honey, or like maybe like an organic, like, you know, that honey where you have to like actually take a spoon and like kind of like break it apart almost.
You know, probably worth it at some point to review all three of these as a comparison. Let us know, you guys, you want to see us do all the 15, 21, and 25 single barrel.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
All right, so yeah, on this, it's kind of, it's 2 or 3 dimensional, just like the 25. I mean, dimensions are nice, super sweet, rich, honey, vanilla. Again, like you said, malty notes. I'm not getting a whole lot more other than that.
No, but it's the level of sweetness here. It's so rich, it's so intense.
It's not superficial.
No, and I mean, like, it's not one of these where, you know, there's some whiskeys I'll nose, and I mean, I'm kind of sitting there thinking to myself, oh, there's like 6 really nice things here, but it's hard to get it out. Like, I get anywhere near this nose, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, it's just beautiful candy. I mean, just beautiful candy on the nose. The alcohol is not, it's there. You can tell that there's some proof to this, but it's not offensive at all. Our friends who like 43, 46 percenters are going to still be really happy with this ABV. What are you getting?
Yeah, really, I mean, it's a higher alcohol note. Sometimes on the 15, I would get a bit of an alcohol bite. I don't get that here at all. I do get that traditional bourbon cask maturation right away. I mean, what I'm saying with that is, man, you're getting a little bit of caramel, a little bit of honey. Definitely a big wallop of vanilla though. I will say though, and I had this when I mentioned this to you when we were drinking earlier, just on the tail end of the finish, kind of right after the mid palate, just a twinge of that bitter sour note that's so predominant on the 12-year single.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting that at all. Instead, what I'm getting is a really nice oak spice. And so up front, it's very soft, it's gentle, it's very delicate. Exactly what you'd expect from a well-aged Balvenie traditional cask. But then it's got this really spicy, long, lingering finish, which I don't remember that on the 25, Mike. In fact, again, we probably do need to do a review and kind of compare, because I don't remember having that much spice on the 25, and I'm positive there's not that much spice on the 15.
No, I mean, when you said spice, you're right. I kind of gloss over a little bit of the spice. You're right. That bitter sour, a little bit intermingled, but they're not the same note. But I see what you're saying. There is a bit now that I have a little bit of a dusty oak note coming up as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if the water's going to help bring out that sourness for me, because I believe you, because that's a common thing I get on these types of casks.
Sour?
Yeah, I mean, and also Balvenie, well, we always think of it as a sweet, honeyed, forward malt. There's always a little bit of sour, even like in your tons and your sherry casks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's always got it, so the fact I'm not picking it up is a little surprising.
And I'm not really saying that in a bad way. I mean, I know the 12-year-old single barrel bourbon cask is designed to be kind of that bitter sour, style.
Yes, it's more of a old world throwback.
With a lot of distillate characteristic, I am getting a good amount of distillate characteristic in this, which I always love with this anything from this distillery, because it is, again, such a nice distillate.
Yeah, now I'm getting a little bit more darkness on the nose now with the water.
That honey turned a little bit darker, didn't it?
Yeah, it got a little denser.
Yeah, it almost smells more syrupy, more confectionery.
Yeah, the vanilla kind of took a step back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oak note, a little bit of a step up.
Yeah, I'm almost getting like a buttered bread thing now too, a little bit. A little sourdough, undercooked bread, a little bit of butter.
That grain note does kind of intermingle with that honey note.
Yeah,
really well.
that's probably what it is grain, but I'm associating it with bread. Yeah, that's actually gotten really almost like a toastiness to it, man.
I remember when I called you when you were first trying this whiskey the other day, and you were just like, man, the nose on this thing is incredible. And it is. It is a really, I mean, for $250 today in 2021, you're not getting a better nose.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm trying to get at is it's a smell I'd want to smell almost any time of the day. Like, it's not just like some whiskeys you wouldn't want to smell at breakfast time,
Sure.
This I want to smell all day, man.
You don't want Springbank with your Cheerios?
No, yeah, Springbank, I love Springbank, but no, I don't want to smell a Springbank 10 all day.
All right, so final sip with water. Let me know if it changed anything for you, especially let me know if it changed that bitter note at all. Bitter sour.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I do get a little bit of that. I don't get bitter so much, but I do get the sour. Definitely comes through. And actually, it's nice because it adds a little balance. It's sweet, and now I've got...
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's distinctly sour.
Sweet, sour, and then you get a nice little oak at the end. It's a very simple whiskey, Mike.
But just done really well.
But it's so perfectly done.
Yeah, it's good whiskey.
Yeah, no, yeah, man, you got me all of a sudden thinking scores here, and
that's
I'm not even
That's where I'm moving to next, buddy.
I had a score in my head before we came into this, and
I am going back and forth between an 87 and an 88, so I'm going to call this an 87.5 out of 100. Very good whiskey.
Yeah.
Dustin?
I mean, the nose on this thing, Mike, is pushing the 92 range, but...
The nose is at least a 90. The sourness puts me off a tad, and it's a medium finish.
I actually think it's got a medium-long finish. It's kind of getting to where it's actually got a pretty nice, lengthy finish. Water did not help the finish. It did not help the whiskey overall.
It helped the nose, which was its strong point.
I don't even think it helped the nose. I think the water was a deterrent. I was going to be an 89 coming into this, but I think I am dropping to an 88 because water did bring this down.
We're about the same point.
88 for a $250 whiskey in today's market
About
is
as good as you're going to get.
That's a steal.
About as good as you're going to get. I mean, how often do we say a 90 anymore on this channel?
I mean, Mike,
It's rare, and it's rare for under $500.
yeah, I mean, 90 usually means I think it's worth 400 in my head.
Oh, yeah, for
That's
sure.
usually where my number is. It's worth 400, it's a 90.
Yeah, and 87.5, where I'm at 88, 250, we are right, we're seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
This is exactly the type of quality product I would expect for this price point, this age statement, this ABV from this distillery, and that's the score I thought in my head would be.
You know what
about
whiskey
I
I'm
was
taking
gonna
this over?
What?
Boone 25.
Do you take this over Boone 25?
I would,
I would not.
because I like the nose on this better.
It's a great nose.
It's just that simple. I like the nose on this so much better.
That does enough for you?
It is because they're pretty close in taste. The Boone is a little better, but just barely, in my pint.
Well, that's where we're at on this one. This bottle has been out very long. I know very few people that have it. I know our buddy Eric.
Malt user.
Yeah, he has it. He told me when I was asking him about this before we ordered it, he hasn't opened it up yet. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't understand that.
You've had that whiskey for like 2 months opening it up. It's not like you have, you've had it before.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I see him popping bottles constantly. Eric, open your whiskey.
Let's go, man. Let's do this. All
Come
right,
on.
tell us what we're thinking. We're at 88, roughly. 87.5, 88 out of 100. That's our thoughts on the whiskey. If you guys had your chance, get your hands on this one. Love to know what you thought. And if you're here in the States and were able to get your hands on this, where did you get it? Because, we had to go overseas. We looked everywhere for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this anywhere in the States.
No. And again, it's Balvenie. It's a big name. That was strange.
Yeah. Usually their stuff's easy to get.
For sure. Anyway, that's Dustin and I thoughts. And again, let us know in the comment section if you'd like us to do a comparison review of the single barrels, not the sherry cask one, the single barrels, 15, 21, and 25. We'll be happy to do that comparison for you if it's something you guys be interested. Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.